Please allow me to put this as simply as possible. With a modern global worldview, we overlook place. We see it as a backdrop, a point on a map, something to move through on the way to the next career opportunity, or maybe a place to vacation. We prioritize speed, scale, sameness. Shopping areas feel like duplicates on opposite sides of the planet. Same stores, same brands. As a culture, we've lost touch with place, the meaning it brings us, how it holds the stories of our lives, how it is the web of relationships that makes the fullest human experience possible. We've forgotten this essential layer in the nested nature of reality. We know we need healthy cells for healthy organs for a healthy body, yet somehow we've forgotten that we need healthy places for a healthy planet. So if we don't see place, we won't see the people who, amidst our collective blindness, maintain their impulse to care for it as a whole living system. These are the custodians and stewards, not of just one project or one local issue, but of the living, interdependent, connected whole. They serve at the only scale where humans still have real agency, the local. The scale of our local watersheds, our neighborhoods, our shared stories of place. These people see communities not as disconnected parts, but as human cultural ecologies that are actually embedded in the land, as systems of relationships that should be nurtured. They walk the landscape and neighborhoods with their eyes and hearts open. They enter every conversation looking for opportunities for the whole community to be strengthened. They ask questions like, how can different organizations discover synergy and benefit the whole by seeing each other and their missions more clearly? What are the invisible roots of conflict that are blocking collaborations that would serve the whole? Who is not being heard? What is trying to come alive here that the whole community would identify with? They look for underlying patterns and how to move toward balance and holistic harmony. They have come to understand that in a globalized and individualistic world, much of their work is to make the invisible stories of the whole visible. Not just in charts or theories or diagrams, but in daily relationships, in community rhythms and gatherings, and in how people care for each other and the land. Of course, we don't always recognize these roles. They don't come with job titles, they're not always paid, and they rarely look like productivity in a modern sense. But these people are doing the slow, essential work of reweaving community as if it were a forest. Because in many ways it is, rooted, responsive, and growing toward shared vitality. They see what others often miss, that healing doesn't happen in isolation. It can't. It happens when the conditions of interconnection are restored and tended to. These are the mycelial thinkers, building networks of care in the spaces between. They are invisible to the market, but essential to our shared future. If we are to find our way back to wholeness, back to belonging, and to cultures that can root into the future, we must learn to see, support, and stand beside these people. In a time when this planet so desperately needs the healing of place, the importance of these roles is only increasing. In a world that has forgotten place, these roles can be hard to name. Community weaver? Ecological or bioregional coordinator? Regenerative leader? And these roles are even harder to support. But if we are to find our way back to wholeness, back to belonging, vitality, and cultures rooting into future flourishing, we must begin to see these brave, often rugged, and loving souls who accept the challenge of going against the current when their instinct tells them to do so. If we are to earnestly move toward healing places and planet, we must see the people who are already leading us home, and the common patterns in how they're striving to do so. Without learning to see these roles, we will remain stuck in systems that don't know how to see life clearly and don't know how to care for what truly matters. This is an invitation to support what has been unsupported, to recognize that the future will not be built by experts alone, it will be co-created by those willing to serve life at every scale as part of a re-emerging ecology of roles. Maybe you feel called to serve one of these roles. Let's try to name just a few. And it's very likely that anybody serving one of these roles would probably be serving multiple of them. First off, the community or cultural weaver. The one who sees otherwise unseen opportunities in between people, projects, and organizations that are operating locally. They tend the whole living system, not to control it, but to help it see itself. They see duplicated efforts, they point out unhelpful competition, opportunities for collaboration and synergy between those who are separate. They are tenders and cultivators of the community ecology. Then there's the place attunement facilitator, one who listens to the land and to the community. They help others to do the same. They know that healing and flourishing arise from practiced relationship with soil, with water, with more than human kin, with our human kin too. They host the ongoing practice of attuning us to our place. Then there's the pro-social facilitator, the one who makes visible the pathway to harmony. They help us surface what each of us and all of us truly want. They help us to grow beyond what holds us back. They guide us to transform conflict and become skillful in caring for the whole. Then there's the participatory storytelling facilitator, the one who sets the stage and hands the mic away with a smile. They hold space for many voices. They help communities remember and see who they are through story, image, and shared witnessing. They facilitate the infusion of art and expression into those stories, and then they return them to the people as gifts. Gifts that spark inspiration, purpose, and a continually forming regenerative identity. And then there's the future visioning facilitator, the one who guides us into collective imagination. They help us to see beyond crisis. They unlock a growing shared awareness of our shared potential. They guide us to co-create the world not yet here, bringing the future into the present so we can feel it and become it. So we can actually rewire our identity to something that brings us enthusiasm, that helps us to overcome the challenges in the moment as individuals and as whole places. These roles are not luxuries. They are not hobbies. They are the living root system of a healing planet. Right now, many of these people are on the edge of burnout and on the edge of brilliance, just waiting to be seen. So it's time to see, to support, to train the aspiring, and to celebrate them all. Maybe you feel this in your bones. Maybe you are one of these people. Maybe you're now seeing someone you know with new eyes. And what role might be yours to play? So for today's participatory prompt, share a bit about someone you know who is serving a role that cultivates local well-being, or share a role you aspire to serve. Please share in the comments below or on your Facebook or Instagram profile. And if you do so there, don't forget to @mention Awakening Lands.